Moonstone. So Jesse always mentions the moonstone because it's usually full moon nights when we go out. Jesse was really drunk, like going through withdrawal when I met him coming from LA, and I didn't think we were going to hang out. I was thinking actually I was just going to caregive for his mom and see where it goes. And yesterday he called me, and the first day he was mentioning he wants kids, like he wants to like bring out his bloodline out, you know, Native American, and he's mixed Native American, and he's, you know, he used to be a DJ for years. And it's funny because today I went to the car shop to get my car fixed, painted, everything done, and I went to my uncle's after, and I was focusing on artwork of like Geronimo that my grandpa had done. He'd done a lot of Native American artwork, and he was able to take artworks from like a Wikipedia book back in the day, and then do the realistic of a Native American's face, and I was gazing at it. It looks like even a person just staring at me when I'm talking. They're like, "Did Grandpa paint that?" He said, "Yes," and it had a purple background and a feather, and it's like a Geronimo, one of the Native Americans, and all the different artworks that he had done, even etching art, and of my cousin Tony on a horse, because was born deaf, so she loves music. You know, she's always been very musical, going to shows. She's always, I think my aunt had a fever when she was pregnant with her is what happened, but Red Hot Chili Pepper times, John Frusciante, back when you used to go to a concert and the girls and the guys would shave the underneath part of their hair, and you couldn't really tell if the female or the male was like questionable of what, you know, because they're so androgynous. I think John Frusciante is actually a very genius in his own art. I mean, he was on so much drugs that he couldn't really function. He really couldn't function on his own anymore, and living in, you know, isolation and doing, when you're isolated, art comes out the most in enclosed places. Because Jesse was talking to me after he came back from jail, and it was for some bogus bullshit reason. I don't know what, maybe from having hip-hop tattoos or having tattoos on his side of his face, and he was in a Richie area like Coronado, and I was thinking, in my mind, because when I met him, when during the full moon, he was mentioning kids, and I knew he was kind of like halfway serious, and then he kind of bowed out and kind of disappeared and didn't know what to think about me and didn't like me for a while. But I had a word of knowledge at Bradley, the DJ, that kind of reminds me of him. I don't know if he's Native American mixed also. He's Native American mixed with white. Jesse Smith is like mixed with a little Native American with Native American tattoos. He's covered in them. And I don't know what Bradley is, but word of knowledge is that his girlfriend's pregnant, probably with a girl. I think he wants a girl. Something tells me he wants a girl, and he's like in his 40s. He's up in his other age, and by now he's probably going to want his bloodline out. Actually, Jesse's in his 30s. He's only 31, and he's all like thinking, oh, wanting the strong DNA of Native American, white, mixed. And I was looking at this Native American artwork, almost like almost like it was staring back at me. My grandpa was a very genius at doing realistic artwork, like it's like a human staring at you, talking to my aunt and uncle there, which Debbie is mixed with a little like Cherokee blood. A lot of people in California are mixed with Native American. They're bikers. And Tony went back with her girlfriend. I often see her in dreams. She went back with her longtime partner, Kathy, and they're both deaf and ride horses, and she has pit bulls, and that's my cousin Tony. She's always been with girls. I don't think there'll be kids anytime soon, but her sister had kids, has sons, and, you know, they're grandparents, and they have one of their watchdog. Their dog came sniffing around, brown eyes. They used to have Angel, a husky that was a rescue dog, but this dog's a rescue dog from Mexico. There's like females, but it comes sniffing around, looking at me, and I was talking there with my dad about what's been going on lately in our world, because we haven't been there in years, and they have these big giant tortoises. They go to Sardinas and give all the leftover food at Sardinas to these big giant tortoises, and they have a bunch of pets. Or a lot of their stuff is stuck in time in the 60s and 70s, a lava lamp, and you know, like the wizard statues and, you know, that kind of a thing. And all his old buddies, and he has a beard like Willie Nelson and rides motorcycles. And I see like how Jesse had, you know, when I met him, because I've dated different Native American guys before him, and I was thinking, he's all like, and big about the white man taking over and all that, and Native American, like, tattoos, and his blue eye looking at me like the husky, like the watchdog rescue dog, and I was looking at him like, I think he was halfway serious because he called me last night and it was random, but he goes up and down with his mood swings. He doesn't really can't make up his mind on what he thinks about it. I like this moonstone because I usually wear a lot of moonstone, and he likes, there's a little blue haze. It's called moonstone. A lot of them are in India, and I started getting them years ago through Etsy, and he was staring at him. I was wearing a scrub when I met him, and he's like, oh, I love scrubs. I want to marry a nurse and all of that. And I've been caregiving. My spine was all like out of place. I was looking at my spine like, you're not as jacked up as me. My body's more jacked up than yours, but mine's from caregiving. And my senior's going down. She's 93 and in a catheter, and bringing her to the bathroom, making her peanut butter jelly sandwiches and slathering lotion on her legs, being her therapist, you know. But yeah, I was supposed to caregive for his mom. That's how it started. And then conversations about kids and all kinds of interesting conversations came out. Even being intoxicated as he was, I think there was some half-truth, half-honesty there. I don't know. Okay? It's confusing. Strange, ironic thing is that we're acknowledging Bradley's girlfriend's pregnant. He used to be a Porcelain Black. I kept mentioning my porcelain skin and looking up the song Porcelain. And, you know, he was a DJ for years, over 10 years, going to Coachella and Burning Man, and very new agey background. Like his grandma was into writing reincarnation books and wanting to bring in strong DNA, which we have a lot of anxiety in our family and a lot of eccentric artists in our family, and that's how it is in mine. And, you know, I was just at my uncle's and I was focusing because Jesse had called yesterday. I was thinking, oh no, maybe I should, like, just, you know, whatever, I didn't know what, but yeah, things have been interesting. He's 31. He probably, if he doesn't have kids with me, he could have kids with somebody else. He's, you know, still young, and Bradley's like in his 40s and was an alcoholic, you know. Jesse loves to drink his White Claws. He certainly loves to drink, yeah, and, you know, he's a bit of a, you know, feisty when he drinks, too, and so they're a concerning thing. I'm like, we already have a lot of that in our family. We have those strong Italian DNA, explosive tempers, and having 8 kids, and baby factory, baby boomer generation.